everybody. It is Friday, December 27th. My name is Karen, and this is BobbleHeadKnits. So welcome. As a lot of you are new here, I wanted to introduce myself, tell you a little bit about myself. So my name is Karen, not that kind of Karen though, and I am a knitter, and I live in Denver with my husband and my daughter. I also have a adult stepson and his wife and a grandbaby. They all live just like 3 houses down. So they're all kind of part of my household, kind of. All right. Let's see. Oh, I work full time, so I don't have as much time to knit than I used to, but I do work at home, so I do slip in a little bit here and there. Well, I guess that's kind of it. Not a whole lot else. I used to travel a lot, but now that I'm back to working full time, I'm not traveling as much, but I still travel. All right, let's just dive in here. This is going to be a little bit different episode. This is going to be a look back at 2024 and a look forward at 2025. So not the typical format, but just bear with me. All right, in 2024, I knit. Oh, wait, before we do that, I'm going to show you what I'm wearing because it was a Christmas gift. Might be one of my favorites. Yes, my daughter bought me a sweatshirt from Knitting is Metal. Mental? Metal? I don't know. But that was my Christmas gift for my daughter. Love it. Hang on one second. My husband bought me some little things for knitting related, so I'll show you those. He bought me a Nintendo Switch, so that's not knitting related, but I wanted it, so I'm not going to show you that. You know what a Nintendo Switch looks like. He bought me this. It's a little bag, put my little knitting things in, and these were stocking stuffers. He got me little stitch markers with some sheep on it. And then there's a little case. It's actually an eyeglass case, and I really needed it, but it's a knitting eyeglass case. So, all right. So I'm not going to go on about other things. God, yeah. All right. So excellent Christmas. And I hope that if you celebrated Christmas, you had a good Christmas. And if you are still celebrating, if you're celebrating Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever you're celebrating, you're still having a good time. I'm glad Christmas is over personally for me. Okay, let's move on with it. Now let's talk about what I knit in 2024. I knit 20 items, which is 2 less than I knit last year. I knit 22 in 2023. But I also did not knit as many baby items this year. So that's why I didn't have quite as many. And I wasn't knitting as much. So 20 items, that's pretty good. All right, of those, I made 7 pairs of socks, 7 Oslo hats, 1 tessellated vest, 1 Tolsta tee, 1 flax sweater, baby size, 1 Pierre pullover, Karen size, 1 stuffed grim grinning ghost, and 1 painting brick scarf. So that was a pretty good mix of things. Hope to keep it up in 2025, but we'll see. It's not going to be any pressure on me to top that number. Hang on, I'm going to take a sip. I'm drinking tea, so hang on. This is some Christmas tea that I got from Craftily Dyed Yarn, and it's, I can't remember what it's called, which one. It's Christmas morning tea is what it is. So, all right, so yes, a very productive knitting year. I am, however, bringing some whips into 2025. We're going to assume that everything that I have today, December 27th, will not be done by January 1st. So the things that I'm carrying over into the new year. All right, some of these are active wicks, like I've been working on them, so just bear with me. Well, first of all, this is a new cast on. You haven't seen it, but I cast it on Christmas Eve. Hold on. It is my Musselburgh hat. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's a pattern by Zelda Teague. And I cast on for myself. It looks really small, but it's on tiny needles, so just so you know. And I am knitting that with mustache yarn. Komorbi is the colorway. And yeah, it's on tiny needles, but it's much bigger than it looks like. I did not do the little pinhole cast on that everyone complains about. Apparently, a lot of people complain enough because in her pattern now, you have the option of doing other cast-ons. So I used one where I cast on 8 stitches and then I did increases to get the same effect. I still have that hole. I'm just gonna have to stitch that up. So, and then, yeah, just knit. So I've knit all that in 2 days, which is not a whole lot, but for me, it's pretty good. All right, and I did work yesterday, so, you know, of course I had nothing to do at work, so I just sat in it. This will be going into 2025 with me. All right, and the other active whip is my someone to write gnome about gnome. So I have the hat for the gnome done. There's that, and that's also in Komorbi. And then I'm halfway through the body. Still have to do limbs and all that, but there it is. It looks like a hat. It looks just like the hat, but different yarn. This is also mustache yarn. This is her, I want to say it's oak moss is the color. So I'm halfway through the body, and hopefully I'll have the body done at least by the end of the year. I was meant to knit that in September as a knit along, and I did not get it cast on, so I'm a little behind, but it's getting done, so that's all that matters. Let's see. My other project, okay. Look, I'm carrying in 6 whips into 2025. So some of them are not live, but some of them are. So my other live project is my husband's Dustlin sweater. I picked this back up. I realized I have a mistake in it, so I'm fixing it. Hopefully I'm fixing it all today so I can continue on. This was supposed to be a Christmas sweater. It didn't happen. It's coming along though. If you look closely, I can show you the issue I'm having. Somewhere along the line, I guess I can't really show you. Somewhere along the line, I kind of mucked up the ribbing that I'm currently doing. It's not really ribbing. It kind of is, but not. It's just the pattern. But I mucked it up, so I need to go back, and every few stitches I need to drop down and fix like 3 rows below. You can't see it unless you're really looking, but I know it's there and I'm gonna fix it. So I need to go back one whole, as I'm going around, I'm going to drop down every, I think it's like every 6 stitches. I'm gonna drop down a few rows and fix the mistake I have to get it back in pattern. And he probably wouldn't notice if I didn't do that, but since I know it's there, I'm gonna do it. And I'm hoping to get that done today. That's a high priority. And then the sweater, I've set a new goal of getting it done by our anniversary, which happens to be in February, so I have a few months. So I really do wanna focus on that. And that's the Dustlin sweater by Stephen West. And I'm making the extra large for my husband, so it is taking a while. So hang on, a little coffee. I'm knitting that with Bowie Haven is the yarn. So it's not coffee, it's tea. Sorry. We're out of coffee creamer, so I'm still negotiating with my husband that he would take me to get breakfast and coffee. So I decided I would just have tea until I win those negotiations, which we know that I will. Okay, let's see. Next up, well, okay, these next ones are all things that are living in the basket of shame. That's where they are now, the basket of shame. These are things that I put down and I have not picked up of late, so I need to get back on it. Let's see. I have this sweater that may not happen. I've cast on a flax sweater for myself. Actually, I'm looking at it now and it's kind of mucked up. I probably will rip it out and recast it back on, but I'll show you what I have so far. This is all I have. All I have. I cast it on, like, I want to say August, and I did this much, and then that's it. So I do need to figure out where I was, and then determine if I'm going to continue knitting on it or what. This is the yarn itself is from Hobie, and it is this dream color. There it is. And what is this? It's 100% virgin wool. So it's nice yarn. It's wool and it's finger weight. So I'll be able to wear it in the fall and the spring when it's not too cold. And it's just a matter of finding time to knit. We all know how that goes. Okay, so that's one whip that I need to pick back up and I need to really get back on. Then we have in the basket of shame here. Okay, this one is kind of really embarrassing. I knit a color opportunity sock with the plan to do both of them. I did not cast on the second one, so I only have one. I didn't count this in my finished objects, so technically I have 20.1 or 20.5 projects done. There it is. So I need to finish this. I did not even cast on. The second one's not even cast on. The yarn's living in here. Haven't done anything with it, so I need to get that done. That is from July, and I didn't finish, so I need to get it done. So that is a whip that we can try to get, get it figured out. All right. Then my last whip. Let's see. I don't know if it's in this one or the other, so hang on. Hold on. I have all these bags, these big bags holding all the yarn, because this is a blanket whip. This is my incredible blanket. I've been kind of motivated watching Shauna at Shauna's Stitches to fix this and get back on track. It could happen this weekend, or it may not. Look, I have to go down. Do you see all that? Do you see this thing? I need to go fix all that. So this is where I am on it. Yes, so I've made good progress, and I just need to pick it back up. And I got off track because I had this disaster, and I just haven't fixed it. So I hope to do that and get back on it. So this is the Pearl Soho. It's a free pattern. And then the yarn that I'm using is actually linen quill from Pearl Soho, but you can use whatever. You don't have to use their yarn. So yeah, that's one that I do need to fix and get back on. So those are the things that I'm carrying over into 2025. All right. I am going to go ahead and do State of the Stash now, which will give you where I was at the beginning of January January 1st, 2024, and where I expect to be on January 31st. Okay, so these might change by the time we hit next week, but I don't think they're going to change drastically, so I'm just going to give you the numbers. So, and I've pared these down so that they're just the number of skeins and not the yards, not the grams, not the miles, none of that. So State of the Stash was a Shauna from Shauna Stitches started that, and so I borrowed it, so thank you, Shauna. I started 2024 with 414 skeins of yarn. 414. Okay, now this was supposed to be a low buy year. I was supposed to only buy yarn when I was traveling. That did not happen, as you'll see. As of today, I have 443 skeins of yarn. But to my credit, I had 20 some skeins of yarn. I had like 25, maybe more closer to 30 skeins come in just in December. So that number, would not have been so high if I hadn't done the advents. Look, this State of the Stash is supposed to hold me accountable. It doesn't stop me from buying yarn, obviously. And, I'm gonna buy yarn. That's just all there is to it. Okay, I do have 10 skeins of yarn coming in. Unless they make it by the end of the year, though, we're not counting them in this year's stash. So the yarn I have coming in is just some Cascade BFL. I got it from Little Knits, and I bought it 2 weeks ago, maybe. I don't know. Last week. I don't know. They've shipped it though, so it should be here with any luck. Not until next year though. All right. As long as we're doing stats, let's do a little bit of YouTube stats, okay? And then I'll do what I plan to do in 2025, okay? YouTube stats. I posted 55 videos. I had 145 new subscribers. Yay! Thank you to all of you who are subscribed. I appreciate every one of you. If you're not subscribed, you should get subscribed. It's you get nothing out of it. I just get a little bump in my numbers. That's it. I had 360 comments. I had 1,001 likes, and I had 54 shares. I'm guessing those 54 shares was, look at this idiot over here and her knitting projects that are never getting done. All right. All right, sorry. I'm still sick, by the way, in case you're wondering. This is how dedicated I am. I'm sick. I'm showing up to vlog. Okay, since we're there, let's just do the Goodreads stats too, because we know that I do read a lot too. So, and I always tell you what I'm reading. So, my goal was 52 books in 2024. I hit that very early on. I got 54 books total. And that was 18,162 pages of books. and I ranked in their top 10% of readers, so that was pretty good. That number is going to change drastically in 2025, though. So let's talk about 2025 while we're here. Usually, this is where people do like, I'm going to knit these 9 things, or I'm going to knit, you know, X amount of yarn. I'm not going to buy any yarn. I'm going to only knit from stash. I'm going to all those, okay? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, and I apologize for my language, all that is bullshit. I mean, I'm sorry, but I just cannot see myself knitting a certain amount of objects, knitting only from stash, never buying yarn, all the things. The world is going to hell, so I figured I'd go right to hell with it. And I'm going to knit whatever the hell I want and use whatever yarn I want and buy whatever I want. So that's my goal in 2025. And if you would like to join me, I encourage you to. I was like, the last 2 years, I've done low buy years. I've done, set all these boundaries. And they don't work. They don't. I'm sorry. They don't. They might work until like April, and then it all goes out the window. And then by December, I've bought all these advents. So, it's all bullshit. So that and the world going to hell, I'm going to go to hell with it. I'm going to buy whatever, knit whatever. There you go. There. Made it easy on you. The only limitations I have in that is my storage space and, my checkbook. But other than that, just going to go have fun this year. Or next year. All right. However, I have a couple things I do want to work on this coming year. One would be brioche. I know how to do brioche. I don't know how to fix brioche. And I think this is the year that I'm going to concentrate on that. I also would like to do more color work. I know how to do color work. I just don't do a whole lot of it. So I'm going to do those things. I don't know what I'm going to do. I haven't figured that out. I know a couple patterns I'm interested in, and I will hopefully get to them. So, all right. Book-wise, because I'm now back to working full-time and I don't have as much reading time, I'm setting my book goal as only 12 books. I'm currently reading 3 books, so if I knock those out in the next week, I'm well on my way to reaching that goal. So I really am just going to set it at 12 this year because I don't know what I will be able to read. I mean, I spend all day reading for work, so I don't know that I necessarily want to get off my work computer and then go read a book. So we'll see what I end up doing. So, all right. That's it. That's really it. Except I do want to, one thing I want to continue doing is my lucky dip into my sock yarn to see what socks I'm going to knit next. So hang on. I'm going to get my big old bag of sock yarn. This thing is overflowing. I need to really pick up the pace on these. There it is. Alpaca my back. It's basically a size of a pillow, and it's full of all my sock yarn. So, after I knit a pair of socks, I plan on doing the lucky dip, which I was doing early last year, but I fell off the wagon. So, I'm going to do it now. I'm sticking my hand in. I'm blindly going to pull out some yarn here. I think I got some ready. Here I go. It's, woohoo! I got some more. This is James Makes Yarn. And this is actually a Christmas colorway. Hang on. It's Toasted Marshmallows. And this was from last year. And I'm going to knit these for this year. So this was 2023 yarn. That's beautiful. Look at that. So I'm going to cast these on. I probably will cast these on like New Year's Eve. So yes, look for these on my needles. Okay. Yes. And every time I pull some yarn out of this bag, I'm going to probably stick some more in because actually right now I only have one kind of partial skein hanging around trying to make it into this bag. So I'm gonna try to shove it in there later. So, but yes, I usually can't get all the yarn in here. So yes, I will throw it in. All right, this is beautiful yarn though. And I've had, I just finished my sister's, those were my sister's socks. If you were watching Vlogmas, the gift socks. And this, I bought this at the same time. So it'll be really nice to see as this knits up because that is just so much fun. So, all right, so that's going to be a cast on. I will do some time before you see me again. So you'll see it on the needles next week. So that's all I got for you. All right, we're doing okay. We're at 25 minutes. One goal I have this year is to get, or in 2025, is to get a new computer so I will not have problems uploading. I'm going to wait. I don't know. I don't want to like buy on impulse and then get a computer that I'm not happy with. So I'm doing my research. All right, I'm a Mac person, so I need to like figure out how much power do I really need? Do I want to have like the massive setup with, you know, I can shut down the world, or is it just one little laptop? So I'm going back and forth on that. All right, I'm going to wrap this up now because I need to go discuss my breakfast options with my husband. I need to clean up the mess that is my house because I took the Christmas tree down, but all the ornaments are sitting on the table and I haven't done anything with them. So I need to go put them away and like do some serious cleaning this weekend. I'm off the next 2 days. I have a very weird schedule because I'm off New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, but I go back to work one day, then I'm off again. It's just going to be a weird schedule. So I need to get some things done around the house this weekend. All right. All of you have a very Happy New Year's or whatever you're celebrating coming up. I'll be back next week. I will do more a traditional vlog. This is what I'm knitting. This is the yarn that I got. This is, you know, what I'm reading and watching. So I will get back on that next week. If I have not said it, thank you for all of you who are here watching week in and week out. I appreciate all of you. I need to get better about responding to comments. I leave it till the end of the day and then I mean to do it and then I get tired and I fall asleep and I don't do it. And I need to get better about that. So I promise I will respond to you. And yeah, all that. Okay. Thank you everybody again. And we will see you in 2025. Bye.